Right, in this video we're going to cover the eShop configuration. It's only a brief overview of the configuration, and the reason is once eShop is configured, you'll never touch it. So it's handy to know where things are, but you don't really need to go into this in any kind of detail. Once you log into eShop, you just go to Components, eShop, you'll be presented with the home screen and it'll show you how many products you have, categories, how many orders you have, etc. And there's a nice little chart here, but to be honest, I never look at it. All I'm interested in is sales, orders, that's it. And you'll see we've got an order there sat at pending. So the configuration, let's walk through this. There's actually a few different areas where you configure eShop. One is countries, so I've eliminated all the countries apart from the United Kingdom. Another one is currencies, although they're enabled. I've only got pound sterling set as the default, but you can actually allow people to shop in multiple currencies. If that's something of interest, we can go into it later. And another area I go into, which I'll cover in the next video, is the options. It should really be called variants because it's the different variants of a product, but I'm going to come on to that in another video. So let's go through the configuration. You can see here we've got the store name, store owner, address, and email address. This is the email address that the orders are sent to, telephone number, etc. This is dynamic. If you change it here, it changes on the invoice that the customer receives. It doesn't change on previous invoices, but on future invoices. Locale, as you can see, I've put the country, the currency. I've told it to auto update the currency, even though we're not using currencies, because at a later stage we may do that. And you'll see it's set to centimeters and kilograms. Options. So this isn't the option as in product option. This is the option for the cart in general. And you can see here we've got the default items per page, etc. We can turn the shop offline if we want to. We can turn catalog mode on so people can't buy, but they can look at the products. Why you would want to do that, I don't know, but the options there. There's a lot of options in here that we don't use. I've asked it to add the category path because then that goes into the breadcrumbs. It helps people navigate. And require naming multilingual is just in case people have names with tildes or apostrophes or that kind of thing in the name. Product SKU validation. We will come on to this when we add a product, but each individual product has to have an individual SKU. What is that? Standard? I don't know. It's a product code. And if you try to add the same product twice, it will tell you. So even if you've got a gazillion products in your shop, it's not difficult. Category product count I've turned off because I don't want people to see how many products are in the categories. They don't need to. Rich snippets are turned on for optimization. I've allowed reviews as well, though we may turn that off. And you can see all these other options are specific to the front end, what people can see. In fact, we'll turn off the PDF download because we don't have PDF sheets. Dynamic price is quite interesting because if you have a different option for a product and it changes the price, if you don't enable this option, then the price doesn't enable in the front end. It doesn't change until they go to the checkout. So I always enable this, but it also enables dynamic pricing should you allow people to shop in other currencies later. So there's lots of different options here where you can change how it looks. The search facility, I've basically told the platform to search absolutely everything on the product because somebody could spell something wrong. They might not know the full name of a product, etc. And as you can see, we've disabled taxes. We're just going to put everything as including tax. And there's a few other options here for the checkout area. Again, you should never need to configure this. You should never need to touch it, but it's handy to know where all these things are. And believe me, it takes a long time to configure this store. The main reason why is I've done this configuration from blank. Now, the images, I haven't actually changed any of the settings. It's just standard. Although I would like to change this later. But one thing I have done is I've made every image, be it the category or the product, 1280 by 720 pixels. And the reason for that is just layout. So it looks neater, it looks tidier, and it also fits on pretty much any screen. There are other options here that I will be changing later. I might change the invoice options. I might possibly change the social options. But at a basic level, it's all configured for you. So it should be okay. You should be okay to just start using the shop as is. The only other area that you might possibly want to go into at times is the payment plugins. Once it's configured, it doesn't really need touching. But you can see here we've got a few different payment options, and I'm just going to walk through those. PayPal obviously is PayPal. You need to set up a PayPal account. Bank transfer is really just an offline payment method. So when somebody processes an order, they will get a confirmation of that order. And in that confirmation email, we just put bank details. Please make a bank transfer to this account. Use the order number as a reference. Authorized.net, I never use. eWay, I don't use. Offline credit card processing is a little bit controversial because it does actually take the customer's credit card details on your website, and then you process that payment through your own are they called PDQ machines, the bank card machines, or you can process it through an app. There is another one that I use, Stripe, which isn't here. I have to install it and configure it, and that will process the payment directly to Stripe, and then Stripe will send the money to your bank account. For now, we've just got bank transfer as the enabled option. And I think that's about it, really. The only other thing is catalog categories and products and options, which we're going to come on to in the next video. So hopefully that's been of some use. Any questions, just get in touch.